Welcome to Medica Nova Wellness Studio. I'm Dr. Angelika Maria Koch with the educational videos about optimal health and the most innovative and holistic approach to your well-being. In this video, let's take a look how you can heal high blood pressure with natural and effective therapeutic tools. High blood pressure is a common disease in which blood flows to blood vessels and arteries at higher than normal pressures. It affects about 1 out of every 3 American adults, and in the US alone, unfortunately, 7 million people die each year of various illnesses caused by high blood pressure. And only about half of the people, they say 52% with high blood pressure, have this condition under control. So it's a good time to make a video about it. Enjoy! To stay updated with my ongoing videos, I encourage you to subscribe to my channel, share and like it with your friends and families, and don't forget to click that bell as it notifies you every time I upload a new video. And thank you so much for your thumbs ups and likes. So what is high blood pressure? Well, most people with high blood pressure or hypertension, they have no symptoms, even when their blood pressure readings reach dangerously high levels. So blood pressure is the force of blood pushing against the walls of the arteries as the heart pumps blood. And when the blood pressure is measured, there are 2 numbers which measures 2 different pressures. The top reading is called systolic pressure, and that's the blood pressure when the heart beats while pumping blood. The second reading, or the bottom reading, is called diastolic pressure. And that's the blood pressure when the heart is at rest between the beats. So it's all about a natural rhythm, action and relaxation. Let's take a brief look at the references, because over the years they have changed. So low blood pressure or hypertension is more considered anything less than 90 systolic and 60 diastolic reading. Normal would be considered less, between sort of 120 to 80. Pre-hypertension would go from 120 to 139, from 80 to 89. And pre-hypertension means that the blood pressure is a little bit higher than normal, but not yet at the point where it's considered a true high blood pressure. And then we have stage 1, which is the high blood pressure used to be between 140 to 159. And the diastolic reading between 90 to 99. Stage 2 high blood pressure would be 160 and above, or 100 and above. But the American Heart Association has now lowered the stage 1 blood pressure from 140 to 90 to 130 to 80. So it's about 10 points on each side. It has been lowered, and that means that the number of men under the age of 45 with diagnosis of high blood pressure actually will triple. And the prevalence among women under the age of 45 will actually double. So the new guidelines from the American Heart Association are: normal is considered less than 120 to 80, elevated systolic between 120 to 129, and the diastolic should be less than 80. Stage 1, or the systolic, is between 130 to 139, and the diastolic reading would be between 80 to 89. Stage 2 is at least 140, and the diastolic is at least 90. And then of course we have hypertensive crisis, anything over 180, and diastolic, over 120, that means hospitalization, right? Emergency situation. But the standard medical treatment for elevated blood pressure usually focuses around beta blockers or AC inhibitor drugs, diuretics, and of course diet changes, particularly taking the salt out of your diet, less sodium. But what are the symptoms? Well, most of the time it's chest pain, confusion maybe, headache, you feel bewildered. Some people have ear noises or buzzing. Others experience nosebleeds. Of course, irregular heartbeat comes to mind. Often people feel tired in general, fatigued. Some experience vision changes, right, or shortness of breath when you go up a stairs. The risk and the causes of high blood pressure are often age-related. So high blood pressure definitely increases with age. It's more common in men through the age of 45, and with women definitely more from 65 onwards. Family history, genetic layers, and race here, yes, plays a part. Often it's more prevalent in African Americans. They're more leaning towards stroke or heart disease or kidney failures. Being overweight, makes perfect sense, right? The higher your body weight, the more blood you need to supply oxygen and nutrients to your tissues. And as the volume of blood circulated through your blood vessels increases, of course, so does the pressure on your artery walls and your general blood pressure. Not being physically active, right? You think like, it's almost a contradictory idea, but no. People who are inactive tend to have higher heart rates. And the higher your heart rate, the harder your heart must work with each contraction. And the stronger the force is on your arteries. So lack of physical activity and exercise actually increases your blood pressure. Meaning also being overweight, right? It's like it just adds to it. Anything which has to do with toxicity, tobacco use, right? Because tobacco, the cigarettes today contain 4,000 chemicals, right? Which sort of constrict the arteries, narrow them, and increases the blood pressure. Alcohol consumption, if the men drink more than 2 drinks a day, women more than 1 drink a day, yes, that affects negatively your blood pressure. Talked about too much salt, right? Too much sodium in your diet, because it's acts on your potassium level, and we don't want that, so you retain more fluid in the body. So too little potassium in your diet, as I said, it really it sort of increases the sodium content in your body cells. And if you don't consume enough potassium or retain enough potassium, therefore you can accumulate too much sodium in your bloodstream. Stress, oh my God, who doesn't? Anything which has to do with anxiety or worries right now in our lives could affect your high blood pressure. Certain underlying conditions like diabetes and kidney diseases, even sleep apnea, can affect your high blood pressure or your blood pressure in general. Pregnancy, it's not uncommon to have high blood pressure during pregnancy because of also the weight. Children, yes, you can see that here as well, but often then it's related to kidney problems or medication, or they maybe have type 1 diabetes. So high blood pressure is actually not just a problem by itself, it's quite complex, like a little puzzle. And it leads also to other conditions like stroke, heart attack, chronic failure, heart failure, or kidney disease. So if you're interested in a health consultation, either for yourself and or your children, contact me at Medica Nova at health@medicanova.net. Medica Nova is my practice for integrated and educational medicine, and we offer a unique blend of natural cutting-edge therapeutic tools from homeopathy, iridology, sclerology, systemic herbology, advanced biofeedback, and health and wellness coaching, and so much more. So book your appointment today. Let's move on to our second part of this video, food for thought, the metaphysical meaning. Your body is connected to your mind, to your spirit. You're all one, and your thoughts affect the behavior of your cells. Your attitude to life, your relationship to your environment, all affects how your cells sort of act on a daily basis. So in this section, we want to look at the story behind your hypertension or the high blood pressure. What does it actually say about you and your life? not just about the biological imbalances, but also your general relationship to life. Always refer to Chuck Martell's readings here, because he really sussed it out, I thought. And he refers to high blood pressure as the image that evokes a person suffering from hypertension is that of a pressure cooker, right? In the beginning I said it's a symptomatology which has to do with too much of a pressure. I'm this person who accumulates unexpressed thoughts and emotions over long periods. I'm often hypersensitive and control myself poorly. My anger and my annoyances, for which I have not yet found any solutions, are choked back, which makes me boil inside. I'm confused. I may also tend to procrastinate and hold off the things I have to do or say out of fear or for the lack of self-confidence. And I come to experience intense nervous tension, for I make a mountain out of all of it, and I don't know whether I will be able to carry out all of my projects. I can also make up stories, amplify my problems. You know, when you make an elephant out of a fly, and my guilt will quickly increase the pressure. My desire to control everything and resolve the situations of my life increases my pressure, which can become unbearable. I feel powerless, often because I no longer can or want to obey orders, especially at work. Having a deep fear of being rejected, I feel in danger and stay on guard. I feel crushed and defenseless. I feel intense tension over an emotional or passionate situation, and it would be in my interest to diminish my level of stress. I have difficulty in feeling and receiving love from others. I have closed myself against this love to no longer suffer. So I no longer want to give any or receive any. The hypertension I'm experiencing may also have its source in my fear of death, whether it is conscious or not, and in my desire to get the most out of my life, for I want to achieve the many goals I have set for myself. It is the brain that commands the nervous tension, and the heart that sets the rhythm, and it heats the blood. Together, they regulate the tension. Am I pressuring myself, or do I have the impression instead that this pressure comes from others? Am I denying any aspect of my personality that are desperately trying to emerge in full daylight? Do I feel suppressed? I may feel in danger of expressing my true feelings, and this can lead to a depressive state. I must be the best, performing at the top of my capacities. If I do not succeed as well physically as intellectually, the pressure and the tension will be enormous. I seek harmony in everything, and I feel responsible for it, even when other persons are concerned. What a mandate I have given myself. As I tend to be hyperactive, a good way to do it would be to put my priorities on the things to be done and give myself time to see what is going on inside of me and express all the emotions that are only asking to show themselves out in the open. So what would be the positive affirmation? You get already the idea. It's about creating harmony within the natural rhythm within. Right? When is it time to act? When is it time to relax? Right? Not push, push, push. Right? Blood pressure. The pressure pushing against the walls, against the arteries. So here I accept to learn how to gently let off steam. Gently is here underlined. And to become aware of the pressure I put on myself. I avoid the accumulation that I will provoke an explosion. I learn to trust myself. I accept myself as I am, and I recognize that I'm a unique being. Every one of us has its unique rhythm. Right? Some are more slow, some are fast, some are in the medium range. Find your dance, find your rhythm, and that works for your body as well. So if you want to explore more about yourself, your wellness vision, what motivates you, and how to apply your strengths qualities in achieving the very best of you, then contact Medica Nova Wellness Coaching at health@medicanova.net for your 3 months coaching program. I'm coaching you to be well. Let's move on to our natural treatments. I talked about physical activity and exercise, that it's really important here because it's a part of maintaining your blood pressure. Ideally, you should engage in some form of physical exercise, either moderate to vigorous, about 20 minutes a day. Reduce your stress. Google around a little bit on your internet, see if you find wonderful relaxation and breathing techniques. I like Kundalini Yoga. I love Qigong. So, it's not strenuous. You can do it in the comfort of your home. And if you do it on a daily basis, it really will calm down your nervous system. It will stimulate your vagus nerve, connects your digestive system with your brain. Right? It really makes you whole. Keep up, of course, with your doctor's visit. Maybe you want to invest a little bit in a home blood pressure monitors. You can get them in pharmacies or online. Of course, quit smoking, get the alcohol out, because it all just adds to the symptomatology. But the top of the top here would be diet. So a healthy diet is really one of the major pieces here of this puzzle. Now, people with high blood pressure tend to eat usually an unhealthy food that's low in nutrients, electrolytes, low in potassium, antioxidants, as well as fiber. So the idea is to avoid sodium, alcohol, refined grains, sugar, trans fats, because they all add to the inflammation within the body. And the center of your diet should be more around unprocessed whole foods. Lots of vegetables, fruits, healthy fats, clean and lean protein. I also want you to invest time to explore the DASH diet, DASH, which is the Dietary Approaches to Stop Hypertension. You can look at the CDC website. They give you great guidelines about diet in general, how to include more high fiber foods, limit the alcohol and the salt, bring in more essential nutrients, protein, and so on. So have a look at the DASH diet. That gives you maybe good guidelines. So the items or the foods to avoid is alcohol, high sodium, trans fats, omega-6 fats, sugar, caffeine. And the ones you want to really include is more a Mediterranean diet. The diet is very high in fruits and vegetables and seafood, but really strong and healthy omega-3 fatty acids. So you want to bring in good olive oils, right? Cold pressed, organic virgin pressed olive oil, wild caught fish, and lots of fruits and vegetables. It really helps to lower blood pressure naturally. Want to bring in high potassium foods. It balances the effect of sodium. So enjoy your coconut water, melons, avocado, bananas, high fiber fruits. Definitely, I love it. You bring in vegetables, fruits, beans, omega-3, 6 foods, of course, consume grass-fed beets, wild-caught salmon I mentioned, chia and flax seeds. Every day I have my chia and flaxseed. I love it. It reduces the inflammation within the body. And if you want to sort of balance your pH level a little bit, maybe bring in some apple cider vinegar, a teaspoon with apple cider vinegar with a glass of lukewarm water in the first thing in the morning would really help here. Others say, hey, have your white tea or your dark chocolate, right? Because it contains the cocophenols, which helps to reduce blood pressure, but that's optional, I would say. Let's talk about some supplements. I would for sure bring in some magnesium, 500 milligrams before bed. The mineral magnesium is great because it helps relax, right, the blood vessels, and can actually have an immediate effect, an impact in naturally lowering the blood pressure. Fish oil, you want to bring in 1,000 milligrams daily with your meals. It's wonderful. It reduces the inflammation within the body. And I would say coenzyme, Q10, about 200 to 30 milligrams daily. It's a great antioxidant, and it's actually critical for supporting heart health in general. And I would say it's crucial if you have been on blood pressure or cholesterol lowering medications, or if you've been on statin. Unfortunately, the side effects of this medication is that it sort of lowers the coenzyme Q10 in your body, and which you really, really need. So bring in that. And I would also say garlic, not just fresh garlic, but garlic capsules, because they're natural vasodilator, but also cleanse the blood in general. It's like a good added topping would be like that would clean out the blood of the plaques, for example, right? Refresh the blood. And to finish off this video, I will bring in homeopathic remedies, because I think that completes the whole protocol very well. And homeopathic remedies not only work on the general sort of hypertension theme, but now we go into the individual symptomatology. So you really want to make it your personal treatment protocol, which is so lovely here. Now, the homeopathic system carries a good scope in managing high blood pressure, and homeopathic remedies work particularly well for those who have recently been diagnosed with hypertension but have not yet become dependent on any or other medication of it. So that's where the homeopathic remedies are very well pointed here. People with chronic high blood pressure and those who are using allopathic medicine for a long time, of course, can also use homeopathic remedies, but here the emphasis is do not stop your allopathic medicine, and here then it will be a very slow transition into homeopathy for holistic treatment. So the idea is here to match the description of the indicated homeopathic remedies, which I will share with you in a minute, with your individual symptoms. And in this video, of course, I share with you homeopathic remedies you can purchase in your local health food store and online. And I will tell you which one is available in your health food store. So next to the suggested lifestyle changes and dietary changes for adults, I would say the potency 30, one tablet 2 times per day, maybe for 3 to 4 weeks, or as long as required. But of course, if you have any questions, you're not quite sure about this whole thing, please contact my website or my practice, Medica Nova at medicanova.net, or email me at health@medicanova.net to book your appointment, or please contact your personal healthcare practitioner and professional homeopath. So the first remedy is called Aconito Napoles. It's a remedy you can get in any health food store. The potency is 30, that's the number behind the name. And here it is, this remedy is the keynote here. It's indicated for high blood pressure with anxiety. Right? That's what you're gonna go for here. So we have almost to the point that the person feels and experiences a sudden fear of death. There are palpitations coming on. Other accompanying symptoms would include this palpitation, pressure on the left side of the chest. Maybe there's a sensation of weight under the breastbone, an oppression of the chest. There can be even pain in the heart, which extend to the left shoulder, but of course, by then hospital, right? But if you just have this regular high blood pressure where you feel very anxious, think about aconite. Aconito Napoles is the name. If you only have high blood pressure, which is mainly related to high cholesterol, you want to think about a remedy, Allium sativum. This remedy you maybe have to order online. And the remedy helps in reducing cholesterol levels as well as lowering the blood pressure, Allium sativum. Other symptoms maybe include pain in the chest that prevents sleep and leads also to palpitation. On the other hand, if you have high blood pressure with constricted sensation around the chest, there's a remedy called Amylanum Nitrosum, and you would have to order that online as well. Along with constriction comes this aching in the heart, sensation maybe of the swelling of the chest, fluttering in the heart, intensified beating of the heart are the symptoms that indicate absolutely the need for this remedy. Remember we talked about the two readings. The higher reading is the systolic pressure and the lower reading is the diastolic pressure. If you have a high systolic reading but a low diastolic reading, the remedy Burrito Moriaticum would be very helpful here. And here it's more of an arteriosclerotic or abnormal thickening and hardening of the artery walls. The changes in the arteries are here the main symptom. Along there can be even vertigo, right? Irregular heartbeats, maybe a heated sensation in the upper part of the chest. So think about more when the arteries start to narrow, right? Because there is a thickening or hardening of the artery walls present. If your doctor or you know of your high blood pressure which is directly related to calcareous deposits in the artery wall, the remedy Crataegus Oxycontor 30 would be helpful here. Symptoms indicated of this remedy include pain in the region of the heart, oppression of chest, accelerated pulse, irregular pulse, maybe have sort of cardiac dyspnea where sort of breathing is affected. This remedy you have to order online, sometimes even from another country. In the US there's definitely a hold on it, but it's wonderful to dissolve calcareous deposit in the artery walls. If you have high blood pressure and you experience strong headaches with it, the remedy Clonum 30 or Clonum would be fantastic here. It's directly related to headaches which are throbbing, congestive, bursting in nature. There may be strong palpitations involved, dyspnea like breathing problems, heat in the face, cardiac pains radiating to other parts. Exertion leads to this rush of blood to the heart, or fainting spells even can be part of it. It's also a great remedy for nephritis, kidney inflammation and high blood pressure. You know, it's a fantastic remedy. It's the same situation. Let's say you walk all day on the beach and by the end of the day you have a heat stroke and you have terrible, terrible headaches. That's the kind of sensation we are looking for. Clonum is fantastic here. You might have to order it online or you get it in a health food store which covers more a wide range of homeopathic remedies. We talked about stress, right? If you are under a work situation where you have to perform all the time and you have to be the best and you can't sleep anymore, insomnia kicks in, think about the remedy Kali phosphoricum. You get it in your health food store, this one. 30 is a good potency here. The symptoms include palpitation from slight motion, shortness of breath, irregular pulse, along with this mental, physical fatigue, but very much related to sort of exhaustion, which really affects your nervous system. Kali phos is fantastic. I talked about that high blood pressure can be seen in young people, and here I would say Nax Formica is a great remedy here. Particular young people who just have a sedentary lifestyle, they sit on the computer all the time, they smoke, drink alcohol, right? Lack of exercise. all these factors predispose person towards blood pressure, and Nax Formica would be a good one here for this particular personality. I talked about tobacco, alcohol use. So if the high blood pressure is directly related to tobacco users, we have a remedy called Tobacconicotiana. You can get that in your health food store as well. Of course, you have palpitations, especially lying on the left side, oppression in the chest, rapid pulse. There can be also pain between the shoulder blades, inability to take a deep breath, and twisting sensation around the heart. But as I said, it's not just about taking homeopathic remedies when you smoke, it's about quitting smoking, right, all along in the first place. It's not uncommon that women who go through menopause suddenly experience high blood pressure, and here the remedy would be Lachesis 30. Perfect. It really kills it right away. We have a marked restlessness, and maybe physically as well as mentally. Another striking feature would be this feeling like you this tightness around your neck, and you're these women are very sensitive not to have a choke around their neck or anything close, like polo necks or so, absolutely out, because they're very sensitive to anything close coming to their neck. It's unbearable almost. They want loosening of their clothes, that they want them tight belts. And during menopause, hormonal changes, the blood pressure can be affected, and Lachesis is a godsend here. If you have too much of a salty tooth and the high sodium intake of your diet affects your Nitromoriaticum, is another remedy, really well indicated here. Often people feel very fatigued, particularly in the morning. There's a sort of tightness around the chest region, palpitation on slightest exertion. But they're also very sensitive to any stimuli like sounds, smells, or lights. And, in general, I think it's just balances your sort of craving for salts in general. It's a great remedy which sort of distributes the fluid within your body in the right way. Because if you take too much sodium, often you have water accumulation within your body. And then we have other remedies like high blood pressure with heart pain only. We have Lactodectus magdans, or if you have high blood pressure due to atherosclerosis only, that would be Strophanthus hispidus. So, I don't want to add up more remedies which really don't make any sense to you at this point, but I just want to tell you that there are solutions out there. And for an individual targeted protocol, it's best to contact a practitioner. But it's not necessarily you always have to review two medications, right? So I hope that this video packed with educational information and useful guidelines about how to heal and manage your high blood pressure with natural and effective therapeutic tools has given you an idea that there are other solutions out there that are equally effective and come without side effects. So if you have any questions about the suggested treatment protocols or homeopathic remedies, again, contact my practice Medica Nova at medicanova.net or my email health@medicanova.net. And you want to have a look also while you're at my website at the online academy, where you can enjoy university standard home study online courses. You want to learn about homeopathy, a practical guide for your whole family and beyond, or homeopathy applied during pregnancy, birth and postnatal care. You may be interested in integrated mental health, or even how to become a health and wellness coach. I will teach you, or quantum healing. So there's always something for everybody out there on this website, so have a look. So till next time, much love, take care, and just love your heart.